Hi guys, I'm Paul Salazar at Hilton in Hyland. You're watching my expired to sold web series. If you guys don't know, I specialize in selling properties that were already on the market with another agent. So that's either an expired listing, a canceled listing, even as far back as a year or 2 or 3 years ago that was on the market. I cold call sellers that had their house previously on the market every single morning for 2 hours, and I'm looking for the seller who was frustrated with their experience, who couldn't sell their house. I come in and I figure out why it didn't sell. There could be three reasons, right? Price, it could be marketing, or it could be the agent. And I fix things. I figure out why it didn't sell, and I make those changes, and I'm very successful at it. So if you're a seller, welcome. If you're an agent who wants to get into selling expires or cancels, welcome as well. You'll learn a lot from this webinar. I'm going to be doing one for each of the expires I've sold in the last 12 months. This one here is in Palisades in an area called the Highlands. So let's get started. I'm with a brokerage called Hilton and Hyland here in Beverly Hills. We are the premier luxury brokerage in Los Angeles, selling properties from 1 million all the way up to $225 million. So, we do a wide selection of luxury product. I focus again in selling properties like this that have had trouble selling. So here's a little bit about myself. Born and raised here in Southern California. Been in the industry for the last 15 years. I'm also a property investor. I sold over $500 million in real estate. And if you want to see any of my reviews, feel free to go to Zillow, Google, Redfin, Realtor.com to check those out. And also follow me at Paul Salazar Group on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm new to TikTok, so I've yet to post my first TikTok. But anyway, it's very easy to find me. I try to put out a lot of content for both agents that are new to the market, agents that want to get into the luxury market, or sellers that are looking for their next agent. All right, so let's get started. This was a very interesting property, 1415 Palisades Drive. It's in a really nice area called the Highlands in Pacific Palisades, which is in the west side. And it's up this beautiful long hill, through this canyon. You go up and there's a really big community. There's condos, there's townhouses, and there's beautiful estates up to $10-20 million. This property was previously listed at $995. It was not on the market for too long, just for about 2 months. But the sellers weren't happy with the agent, so they ended up canceling the listing, and that's how I met the sellers, right? From a cold call. The previous agent couldn't sell it, and that's where I came in, and I tried to figure out what's going on and why didn't it sell, right? So I don't obviously know what's going on when I first go to the property. I can look at the photos online, which I always do, and I try to figure out what's going on here. I didn't know the most important thing that the last agent missed. And there were some spectacular views from the master bedroom out to the mountains that were covered by some heavy drapery, which I'll show you in a second. We definitely exposed those views because that is a huge selling point, especially from the master bedroom. If you're laying down, in bed in the evening, you see the beautiful sunset from there, or in the morning, you see the beautiful mountains from your master bedroom. So that was really important, and they did not expose that in any of the marketing when the agent had it last. There was no walkthrough video, no aerial photography, no property website. Insufficient house prep. A lot of agents get really lazy with this. I go to the photo shoot with my photographer and my videographer, my assistant, and also somebody else if needed to help me move things around. This house was owned by a designer, so it was already beautifully done, but there was a lot of stuff there. And when you're selling a house, you really want to simplify everything. So there was a lot of furniture pieces that made the space look a little bit smaller. And so we asked the seller if it was okay for us to remove that for the photo shoot and for the showings. And they really trusted me. They trusted the process, and I was able to get the results that they wanted. There was also a lot of clutter throughout. I have a lot of clutter at my own place. Everybody has a lot of clutter in their houses because they want to put frames of their family. They want to put little tchotchkes that they have from when they travel to Europe or South America. So it's totally understandable. But when you're selling a house, you really want to minimize all that stuff. And a lot of agents don't want to tell their clients that for whatever reason. I come in with a very practical approach, and I tell my clients what to do, what's going to get them top dollar. And sometimes they listen and sometimes they don't. If they do listen, I will get the results that I tell them I'm going to get, right? Because I know what buyers are looking for. I know what sells. I know how to market property. So it's important, if you're a seller out there looking to hire an agent, make sure they're experienced, right? If you had a property that was already on the market and you're looking for a new agent, find an agent that has experience in selling properties that were already on the market. You don't want to rehire the same agent that couldn't sell it the first time unless they have a new marketing plan, a new approach, or they're bringing a new agent into the mix. You don't want to hire somebody who doesn't have experience with rebranding and relaunching properties that were already on the market. It's very important. What else do we do? Like I said earlier, we removed window coverings, not only in the master, but in other parts of the townhouse, so that the space look a little bit brighter during the photography, videography, as well as the showings. That's me here. That's Columbo. Actually, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's Columbo. I think that's Inspector Gadget from the movie. All right. So this is the big selling point in the whole property, right? Is this amazing views to the Santa Monica Mountains in the Highlands part of Pacific Palisades. Here on the left is what the agent used before. It's beautiful. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The photo on the left is very it's inviting, it's very cozy, but it's also a lot going on, and you're not really paying attention to the space. You're just looking at what's going on here, right? You have a really nice table, you have nice art, you have a nice frame. It looks cozy, but at the end of the day, what would you rather have, views or something cozy, right? I mean, if you're a buyer looking on Zillow, Redfin, you're looking through so many properties, and you only get one chance to impress a buyer, right? So as an agent, as a seller, you really want to put the best photos first. This photo on the right was my first photo, and then after that, I had some different photos. But this is the photo that sold the property, right? For I believe it was 98% of list price. So let's go to the other ones here. This is the kitchen. Again, beautiful, owned by a designer, interior designer, so she knew what she was doing. I mean, it's already a beautiful place. On the left, you can see that we took. Well, on the left is the before photo. As you can see, on the right is what we did. We took out the chair. We took out a lot of things from the countertops, and my photographer is one of the best photographers in town. Look at the brightness in the photo. Right? He uses multiple flashes to really get that nice, clean, crisp photo. That's really important. So we declutter the kitchen here on the right, as well as the living room. We took these two chairs away, and makes the space look much larger. We took also the stool right here next to the sliding door. And so you can see it looks much, much nicer. Again, the photo is also brighter as well. On the right, on the fireplace mantle, you can see that we took some things off, and also at the bottom as well on the fireplace. So decluttering is really important. These are some really good examples of what I do for my clients in order to get top dollar. Again, this is the before and after of the master. We took away that entire part of the master next to the window. There was a big table there that we had to dismantle. There's a bench there, an extra chair, everything that was on top of that, we also removed. And you can see it looks much nicer, a lot more inviting. Again, look at the photography as well. Very bright photography compared to a darker photography, right? Which one looks more inviting? And you can see, more of the view from here as well. Okay, no aerial shots versus aerial shots. This property had an amazing HOA. It was quite expensive, but you get some great amenities where you get a junior size Olympic pool, you get a kid pool, you get showers, you have a clubhouse, you have multiple tennis courts. And from this photo on the left, it's a great photo. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you have some beautiful background view of the mountains and a great shot of the pool, but you don't get the whole thing, right? What are we looking at here? We're looking at a pool in a kid pool, but on the right, you see everything. You see the tennis courts, you see the playground, you see the pool, the clubhouse, right? So by just getting a simple drone shot, which costs a couple extra $100, I was able to showcase a lot more of the HOA for the buyers that don't know the area. All right, so this is the patio. My client, again, had some really nice furniture out there. We wanted to clean it up. We wanted to make it really bright and inviting, because bright is super important in the photography. On the left, you see that they kept the umbrella. On the right, we took it out because we wanted to make it look bright. Plus, there's beautiful foliage there, so we wanted to showcase that. We also had some really high quality brochures. And we also did a walkthrough video showcasing the top features of the property. So let me show this to you.
Hi, I'm Salazar, and welcome to my listing at 1415 Palisades Drive in the beautiful community of the Highlands in Pacific Palisades. What I love about this property is the tranquil setting and its incredible views of the San Juan of the Mountains. This 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom townhome is ideal for the family who loves the outdoors. You're just minutes away from 3 different trailheads where you can cool off in a waterfall or enjoy 180-degree ocean views of the Pacific.
So that gives you an example of what I do for all my listings, right? I always do these walkthrough videos. I think it's important. A lot of agents just hire a videographer, they go there and they shoot it. But as the viewer, as the buyer looking at this on Zillow, and these are all on Zillow, right? When I post these properties, the first thing I do is my operations manager goes into Zillow and uploads this video on there. So the buyers can see that video from Zillow. But again, being in the video, talking about the property is really important. And that's what I do. I talk about all the great features, like you heard in the intro. I talk about how there's 3 trailheads close by, there's a waterfall, there's views to the ocean. If you love the outdoors, there's pools, tennis courts. So I really wanted to illustrate all that in that first 15, 20 seconds of the video. You really want to pack a punch. As you guys know, people have a shortened time spans, nowadays. They 7 seconds, if they're not engaged, they're gone, right? So you really want to get them in those first 5 to 7 seconds with the video, with the photos, with the description. That's why everything matters, right? You need to have great videos, great photos, great description, a great package to really sell a property for top dollar, to get more exposure. All right. We also do a great property website, which we direct all the traffic to. And these are the results, okay? We received 2 offers within 20 days. We sold it for 98% of list price. We had over 50 potential buyers through our mega open houses with catered wine tasting. We had 15 private showings in 2 weeks, aggressive multiple offer strategy to increase sales price. What that means is that when we have multiple offers, even if one offer is low and the other one is close to asking price or it's higher, and we know that lowball offer may not even come close to what we're asking, we use that lowball offer to keep them in the game, while also, sending a multiple counter offer to the stronger buyer, right? To engage that stronger buyer and to make it seem like we have 2 really good offers, right? So we're really aggressive with our negotiations. A lot of agents may not even want to counter a lowball offer, but when I negotiate, I know that a lowball offer is a good use to use the multiple counter offer form to send to the other buyer that is a lot more aggressive with their price. In other words, when you're a seller, there's 2 different ways to counter. There's a multiple offer counter and there's a seller counter offer. And there's a big difference in between two counter offers, right? That's why you need to hire somebody who's experienced that can explain this to you. But the difference is that when you send out the multiple counter offer to the buyer, they know that there's other offers on the table. If you don't have multiple offers, you can't even send that out, right? So when you have a lowball offer, use that as bait to get the other offer higher, right? So that's what we did for this property. We were also able to save the seller $6,500 in requests for repairs by using our own contractor to bid out the work. Anyway, so here is our client review. All these reviews are on Zillow, Google as well. If you guys have any questions about what I do or how I sell these expired, canceled listings, feel free to reach out to me. I'm very easy to get a hold of. Like I said earlier, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, even TikTok, or you can give me a call, shoot me an email. Very easy to get in contact with. If you like what you saw here, like me, subscribe to my YouTube page, and keep an eye out to future webinars that showcase how I took a property from expired to sold. Have a good one.